Hello, Stewart families. This is your principal, Audra Goodman, coming to you with this week's Star Review. I wanted to start off by just saying thank you to all the families that came out for STEAM Night. It was so much fun. It was really, really wonderful to see your children smiling and laughing, and better yet, I was seeing you interact and smile and play and have a good time with your child. And that really just makes my principal heart so happy. Don't worry if you didn't make it to STEAM Night. We're going to have a few more evening events coming up, and hopefully it'll work out with your schedules and that you can come join us for those final ones of this year. We love our evening events because we really, really value community. We like coming together because we believe that we're raising your kids together as a community. And it's so important that we are raising our kids together to be resilient, to be independent, to be resourceful, and to be tough, because as grown-ups, we all know that life can often be incredibly unfair. Things happen, challenges are thrown our way, there's pain, there's disappointment, and it's not a fun thing to talk about, but it's a real thing. And so this week I want to share a perspective with you that I believe in super deeply, not only as a principal, but also as a parent, that it is okay to let your kids fail forward. Things do not always need to be perfect for them. In our school community, we embrace a philosophy that views failure not as an end, but as a crucial step towards growth and success. Now, I get as a parent myself, it's really hard to see your child face setbacks or challenges, but it's important to remember that these experiences are actually opportunities. It's going to help them learn and develop resilience. It's going to teach them problem solving. It's going to give them some grit. It's going to make them reflect on what they can do differently, or just get creative and find a different way to accomplish something. These are essential life skills that are going to serve them far beyond the Stewart walls. They're going to need it because, trust me, let your kid be upset about something small because it's going to prepare them for when something huge happens in life. They'll be able to get through it. So it can be tough, but I think it's a part of wonderful achievement, and it's a stepping stone to becoming resilient, and that's what we want. On another note about being resilient, we're talking about parent tips around discipline. This can be a really tough one because we also hate to see our kids hurt or be frustrated or upset with us. We want them to always be happy. So I want you to think back to the discipline methods that you were used on you as a child. Maybe your parents always yelled at you. And even though you didn't think it worked, studies show that however you were disciplined as a child tends to be your approach as an adult. So it's really important to think back, what do I actually really believe when it comes to discipline? And with that said, I'll tell you what the experts think is the best way to discipline your child. The first step is to plan ahead. Talk with your child about discipline. Why is it helpful? How does it work? Why does it work? Talk to your children about ideas of what they think the consequences should be. I tell kids all the time, it is normal and okay to mess up, and I think kids need to hear that as well. Discipline is a natural consequence, and that happens with basic rules. Acknowledge good behavior. Decide what behaviors are most important to you and what you want your child to learn, and then acknowledge it. Take notice and say things like, wow, you just sounded so respectful when you talked to me. I really appreciated that. Or, hey, that is so cool that you cleared your plate after you ate and you did extra dishes and cleaned up. Just really make them feel good about the things they're doing right and focus on them. And lastly, do use consequences for misbehavior. Try to make these consequences as natural or logical as possible. So for example, if let's say they were not responsible, they were told to put their coat in their backpack, but instead they left it laying on the park bench and they lost it. Maybe they take some of their, personal allowance money or money that they have and they contribute it to you to buy a new coat. Or if their room is an absolute mess and you're super, super frustrated, maybe they lose their video games for a little while until the room is clean. And then they can have it back because they've spent their time the way they should be. So just think about different ways to hold your kids accountable that make sense to them so that they learn to make better choices along the way. Announcements. Our one main announcement is that we are collecting new and gently used books. We will have another evening event next month through CIS, Communities and Schools, called Shop, Drop, and Read. And we need lots of books donated to make that possible. So if you have some old books and you want to clean out those shelves, please send them with your kiddos. And we have lots of bins around school for them to drop them in. Or if you just want to drop them off, please feel free to bring them into the main office. Thank you so much. I hope you had a wonderful weekend and you have a wonderful week. And remember, at Stewart, we are a family.